I think one of the most important position battles to watch out for, some would argue this is the second most important position on a football team outside of quarterback, is the blindside protector of QB1. So you've got, presumably, Wanye Morris and the second-round draft pick this year, Kingsley Suamataia, battling it out. Do you have any early initial thoughts on the left tackle position battle?
Yeah, for one, I just love his last name, Suamataia. Like, I want him to win just for that. But then Wanye's name is fun too, so I don't know. No, I am super excited to see those guys battle it out. I think Wanye, he definitely had his welcome to the NFL last year, right? He got thrown in there, and he wasn't horrible. He was not horrible. But I wasn't like overly like put him in over Donovan Smith at all. So very curious to see how they play out. I do think Kingsley, has a lot of upside, especially with his cousin being one of the best in the league right now in Penei Sewell on the Lions line. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I don't know if it'll be right away with him. So that's what I'm kind of wondering. I could maybe see them starting out with Wanye. Like in like game one, I could see it being him just because it just depends how quickly Kingsley can grasp everything. And I think if neither of them show that they're ready to start week one, like I don't think they're going to risk Mahomes like that. So I would love if they brought Donovan Smith back if they're not ready by week one. Would not be opposed to that whatsoever. And he can skip out on training camp. He can just show up, you know?
Yeah, fine with me. I do think they'll give the young guys like every bit of opportunity to really carve out a lead for the starting role. But yeah, you really have to protect Mahomes back there. I mean, he's a magician in the pocket of avoiding sacks. Like I just saw a stat over the weekend, I think, from Warren Sharp. The Chiefs had the second least amount of sacks in the entire NFL. And a lot of that's, you know, the tackles did. I think Jawan Taylor actually performed pretty well, especially in the back half of the season. I understand the penalty thing was an issue and he gets a lot of flack for that. I get that, but he performed pretty well by the end of the season. Donovan Smith did well, especially in the playoffs when he got back healthy, but Mahomes is just a friggin' magician back there. So definitely intrigued to see that.
I do think Jawan Taylor, and I told him this when we talked on the red carpet, I was like, I think your play went underrated just because all the penalties and people just, you know, people love to focus on the bad things, right? So I think a lot of his play got overlooked just because he was getting called on all these penalties when he really was not that bad. I think he'll just improve as well. I think he'll just get better this next year.
As long as he just cleans those up, and he did have to kind of like adjust his play style because he played one way in Jacksonville for 4 years, quick off the line, and it was never an issue until it was an issue with the Chiefs. So you're trying to kind of adjust your play style. You're getting in your head about that. You're then a little bit quick or slower off the line, making some mistakes. And that's where, if you're not offsides, false start, whatever, you're maybe holding and doing stuff to make up for trying to adjust your style. So I do want to give him a real fair shake this year and see how that goes. I mean, you can't go anywhere anyway with the contract they signed. So I'll definitely be intrigued to see how he does there.